Hello folks and welcome back to Mindustry. We are still in section 174 and we repaired it up last time. We still have all of our production going good. There's nothing going on there as far as I think what happens is these kind of go down as your area is in danger. But we have our defenses set up there. But before we travel to our new area, which we are pretty much maxed out on everything except for lead and our coal, which the coal doesn't really matter if it's stored in there. We're going to go over into the tech tree. Because we have two things that we could do that we did not do before we left this section. One is we can go through and update our core to a foundation. Basically, it's going to make it bigger and it's going to be able to store more stuff. And our second thing that we could do, if we wanted to, is add a ground factory. Ground factory is going to allow us to produce units of our own design that we can use to fight the bad guys. And by own design, I really just mean that we can pick between pre-made units and we supply them with the right materials and they'll make them, and we have guys that we can control and do stuff with. So I'm going to click on this ground factory here. You can see that it opens up a whole new list of stuff. We have a command center, which allows us to control unit behavior with several different commands. We'll check that out. We have a dagger, which will fire bullets at nearby enemies. And then we also have an air factory. So we're able to actually really start going through here and making guys that aren't just us or kind of tower defense systems, but we can go through and actually really start diving in here. So we have the ability to add on our air factory. We have our dagger. We can have a crawler if we want, which runs towards enemies and self-destructs. We have a command center. And we basically now have just spent all of our units here to be able to produce stuff. You can see we are out of copper. Our lead is done. Yeah, we spent everything. So we're going to go through here. And we do have a new option down here as well. So it looks like we only have one more thing to unlock if this fully fills out. I don't know if it does or not. But let's go through. We haven't added anything in here. Our belts are all the same. Our power is still all the same. Our factories are the same. Our defenses are the same. All of this is still the same, although we did have a shock mine, which we had last time. We just didn't talk about it. We did uncover it, though. And then we have this area right there, which are our units. So we have a ground factory, and then we have an air factory. We're going to quickly just build them just to see what they do, and then we'll regain all of our materials, and then we'll head off to one of the new worlds that we have available to us here. We can go all the way down to 97, 41, and 37 are the new options available to us. So let's go ahead and just start off with a ground factory. If I scroll my mouse wheel here, you can see it will output different directions. That's fun. I didn't know we could do that. So I'm just going to put one there, and we'll build that bad boy. And then we'll see what we need to do in order to get that to function. All right, so we have that. When we click on it, we're able to go through and choose what we want to build. So I can click on the dagger here, and it's saying that it needs power, and then it's going to need iron, and looks like the silicon, yeah, which is nice because we happen to have both of those resources right next to this thing. So I'm going to just put a router in here, and then we're going to have that one go up and over there, and then we're going to add a router to, let's go to this one and that one so that they kind of share the load, and we'll drag this one over here, and then we're going to bring it up. Now I can see that we have our lead. I always say iron. I think it should just be iron, but it's our lead here, and we're slowly filling up our silicon, I think. It needs 10 of them, so we haven't satisfied that yet. Hopefully once we reach our 10, there we go. You can see that it's not crossed out anymore. And then we can go back in here and power this thing, and we should start being able to produce. We can see that our person or thing is starting to produce. And then from there, we'll see what we can do with it. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. It looks like we can produce a total of 8 of these. And then if we want to turn it off, we just click on it and turn it off. And now we have this guy here. I don't know what to do with him. I have no idea what to do with this guy, how to control him or do anything with it. Nope, that's not what I want to do. So we're just going to leave that there. I don't know what the process is for that, but let's go through and take a look at the other one, which is our air factory. And we'll scroll it to go that way, making sure it has power. And we'll do something like that. And we don't have any ability to build anything with our air factory. Awesome. So let's go over into our area here. looks like to get a flare, which fires standard bullets at nearby ground targets. Okay, we can do that. And then we also have a mono. A mono is an automatically mines copper and lead depositing into the core. That's nice, but not something that we need quite yet. So if we go back on here and click on it, we can click on whatever that ship's called again, the flare, and that requires 15 of these guys to go in there. So we'll just put a router on there. Again, we're just more doing this right now to see how these things work. And once we figure out how they work, then we can play with them a little bit more. Let's go in and make our first air unit. So it's gathering its items. It has a total of 15 now, so it's starting to make, and it will actually house some other items so it can keep making stuff here. And then once it's done making it, we'll turn it off because we don't need to have these really build out all that much. So there we go. We have our first air unit there. I don't know how to control them or do anything with them. Oh, there's instructions. Hold left control and click on it to control the item. Ooh, and we can also control turrets. Okay. So when I go in there, now I am this thing. Cool. I can fire around. I can do stuff. Awesome. And then if I'm done with this, so maybe I want to put this flying out here and just have it located somewhere out here, ready to go. I hit the letter V, and that will respawn me back at the core. The same with this one here. We can go through. You can hear my dog in the background maybe. But we can go through and have this guy walk. And hopefully get out here. And go out towards wherever we need it to go. Okay, cool. That's pretty fun. So we can go through and have that. I'm going to hit V to respawn in the core. Alright, we have our people selected and all that. We're respawning all of their materials. The only thing that's really been taking a little while here is the most resource intensive one of all, which is silicon. But you can see it's going through. And really the sand is the one that's taking the longest amount of time to get pumped through there. But otherwise, the coal is doing its job. We may make another one of these just to have, so that we can, again, keep filling up our resources, getting stuff going there. Do we want to do that? Have it split off of there. We could put another split right here and have it fly out. Might as well. Okay, so we're just gonna copy that stuff. Can we rotate it? So X and Z flip it. Can I rotate it though? I don't know if there's a way to rotate the design. That's what I really want. So X will flip it to the other side, back and forth. Z moves it side to side. Yep, but I want to rotate it left or right, but it's not letting me do that, so not a big deal. I'm going to go through here. Let's say, okay, so we're going to have the coal come out and go this way. And let's have that join up with this coal here. So we have all of the coal, if we need it, being used up. We're going to mine another one, and we're going to set up another set of our silicon smelters, since that's what we seem to be lacking the most of right now. So 1, 2, 3 of those. Again, I don't know if I'm doing this in the most efficient way, but we'll find out. And I really should just make one and then replicate all of it. But I'm too far now, so we're going to deal with it. Oh, it's not supposed to go there. That one's a mistake. Another set of routers. And we'll bring that into those guys, and then we'll have some sand. I guess we'll mine it here and have it go over to these. Bullets are all going to come out of here and then go up and join our rings up there. Alright, so those are slowly loading up. We have stuff flying through here, but hopefully here they're going to get a little bit better because we still have full stuff through here, and once this gets backed up, we should back all this stuff up as well. And then let's get some sand going here. So sand, more sand. Let's go over, go down, over, and up. I know we're still in this world. I said we're going to another one, but we have some things that we want to accomplish here. And having this stuff loaded up, you see, we've only gained about 1,000 in the time it took us to build that, and we didn't use any of the resource, so it's coming out pretty slow. I'd like it to speed up just a little bit more in order to make sure that we're feeding everything we need to with this. And you see that this guy back here is not getting a whole bunch, so I might split this off and have it go through here and dump some sand right into that and see if that helps us out. But first I need to make sure that this will go far enough. It does not. We don't need this illuminator there. We can put that in another spot. Let's just put that there. And then, no, hold on. We have problems. Because of how these work, again, we need to make sure that this is flowing through there. We're going to have this go over, but remember it has that one little weird output when we do the conveyor, or the bridge conveyor, where it outputs oddly. I don't want that to happen there, so here you go. Down one, bring it over, and down again. And then we'll put on... Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's just mine some more sand here and have that output onto that belt. And maybe that will just help this thing fill up more with additional stuff so we can even produce more. It looks like that is helping solve that problem pretty rapidly here. These things are just super slow when they mine out that stuff. They're just unbearably slow. Let's see if we can help out that at all. So we're going to go up and around. And we got that going. Sounds good. Do we want to do the last upgrades here? We have the command center and we have this guy. Alright, so we still need just a ton of silicon and we still need a ton of lead. The lead's not a problem. The silicon, hopefully here, is going to get produced more quickly, but you can see we're actually running out of coal as far as that goes. So we have a solution for that. We have a whole bunch of coal over here that we can start mining as well. So we'll have that go over here. We need it to join in with this guy, so... Nope, 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 nope. Disaster, disaster, disaster. Can't have that. We need a junction there. And then we should be functioning. This should start moving as soon as they get those. There we go. Cool. Alright. So you're going to come down here and go across that way. And is production on these slowed down now that we have these feeding out? Looks like a little bit. Although these are all still full except for this one. Everything else... Oh, it's because it's not getting sand. Okay, let's just get rid of these. We'll just leave that line there, but you can see we have coal flying in here now. So those should fill up on their own. And you can see it's already backing up, so that's good. And then these guys should hopefully return to a little bit more normal production. And then we have these coming out. You can see these are really pumping out. Compared to the other ones, they're really, really pumping out a lot of work. So let's see if we can distribute out a little bit more to have more space for these to jump on the belt. Because if we can fill up 2 whole belts, we should be able to regain those really quickly. If you take a look at our numbers here, they're almost in parity with each other now. So we're producing almost as much of the silicon as we are with the lead. So that's a plus. All right. I'm pretty happy with this at this point. We're going to go through and we'll fast forward and come back when we have enough to buy our command center. And what was the other one? This guy here, the crawler, which I don't really care for. I don't want it. Oh, we actually do need coal in our in our core to be able to get that guy. And this guy, nah. And then our core foundation, upgrading that's going to cost a lot. We're not going to worry about that. But we're going to come back, we're going to get our command center, and we'll see where we're at on that path. You can see we just need to have 4,300 of that, which is going to take some time. So we're going to let this run, get its thing there, and then I'll be back when we have enough for that. Okay, so we're back here. We have pretty much everything maxed out with the exception of things that, we have sand. We have 1 sand. Coal we're not going to worry about right now. And then we have our scrap, which we don't have. But we've pretty much maxed stuff out here. And going into our stuff here, we've unlocked the command center. And then we also went through and gotten the next of the cores completed. So the first thing we're going to do, actually, it's this one over here, the foundation core. So we're going to go in here and we're going to start off by building the core, which is going to use a ton of our resources, and then we'll go for it from there. So it's going to use up 3,000 copper, 3,000 lead, and 2,000 of our other stuff. So let's go in here. We're going to put it, you see it's larger significantly. This one maxes out at 4,000 as the carry capacity. After that, it just gets rid of everything. This one is going to max out much bigger. So we just need to kind of figure out where we want to put that, and then we'll go forward from there. If we want to put it here or move it over, it doesn't really matter, honestly. I think I want to put it there as opposed to there, but it doesn't really matter for what we're doing. Actually, no. Put it here because it gives us another input, I think. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're going to go through, put that in there, and now we have that, and you look at the, when we have the health or capacity, it goes up to 9,000, so significantly larger, and we have that there. And then the other thing that we got was our command center, which I'm going to bring down towards the front of our area here, just to have it be something that we have there. So I'm going to go here, command center. I'm just going to place it over here. I don't know exactly what this does or what it actually does when we're doing it, but we'll take a look and see here in just a moment as it builds. This thing takes a long time to build. It uses a little bit of everything. It's going through making its thing, and then once it does its thing, we'll see what happens. So we have our command center here. If we click on it, we have our guys set an attack, rally. So does that mean that they're gonna look? He's coming. We have our guy coming, and we have our spaceship coming too, which was down there for some reason. Okay, so we can rally all of our people here, and then we can cancel our orders to idle the people. So attack, rally, or the other things. So at this point, what we're going to do is just allow all of our resources to kind of build back up, and then once they're built back up to the max level, we'll go over and jump into the next world, which we'll explore in our next video. But that's going to be what we're doing here, and then we'll wrap up with our next world and getting that started in our next thing. But for right now, we're just going to let ourselves go forward here, and I'll jump forward in just a little bit once we have more resources. So fast forward a little bit here, we have maxed out all the resources we are collecting currently. We have full copper, we have full lead, we have full silicone, and graphite. We only have 7 sand, don't care about that. And we're slowly racking up some coal here because we've just changed this a little bit to put some coal going that way. And it's slowly adding it, not really doing much, but why not? Because down here we still have this one upgrade that's available to us, but again, I'm not too worried about that right now because it doesn't matter. Let's go to a new world. So we have a few options available to us. As we go ahead and look here, there are medium threats over here. We have a low threat, and then we have multiple other low threats. And the sun is directly behind us, so we are in shade right now. I don't know if that influences anything or if that's just a design that the game person or people who made this went through and did. Whatever. So I think our goal here, I have no idea. I don't remember really anything past what we've done so far. I don't remember anything about this game in the past time that I've played it. So what we're going to do is I think we're going to start building our sectors over towards Frozen Forest, and we'll see how we do. I don't really know. So we're going to spend a little bit of time here just getting this base set up, and then we'll do some more things here. But we're going to go to Sector 41. Let's jump in there. You can see that we can actually launch with a large core as opposed to the smaller one, and then we can use our resources, and let's just max those bad boys out. Oh yeah, look at this. So we're going to go through here, go back. We're going to choose that one and we're going to launch. And we'll pause it right when we get in to see what we've jumped into here. So as I pause that, we have we have 3 drills this time around. As we go through and take a look, we have a large area here where there's really not a whole lot, but it's narrow there. So that might be a good area for defense. There is a lot of coal down here and a lot of iron. So hopefully this is air bases, because if it is, we are in good shape. We have a lot of iron, lead. We have scrap again, and that's really it as far as I can tell. So we're going to have to see where the bad guys are coming from first, and then from there we can make our plans. So let's just fly around here. Doesn't look like they're coming from where our coal's at. So they got to be coming from over here, right? Yeah, okay. So they're coming from this area here. Luckily, it's really not that big of an area. We have this one that's closed off, so as long as they're on the ground, we really just need to bottle up this area, and we should be good. I've been doing some reading because I'm an idiot, and I saw a few articles talking about that the best idea here is not to build out, but to really strengthen the area within, and then from there you can start doing stuff. I don't know if I buy into that or not, but we're going to start going here, and we're going to start collecting our copper and sending that back to the core, and then from there we'll move forward and see what we maybe can do based off the things that we have. So we're going to collect our copper. We're going to send that back straight into the core here. And if they're flying or if they're on the ground, the first couple waves usually aren't too bad, so maybe we're not going to worry about them right out of the gate here. There is a ridiculous amount of scrap available to us, so that's a good thing. And we have a little bit as far as the lead goes here. So we're going to collect a little bit of lead and have that sent into our core as well. I'm just going to try to optimize this so that it's going towards this side over here, because we don't have a lot feeding in there, and presumably we're not going to have a whole lot of stuff feeding into that particular spot here in the future. I don't know if that's true or not, but we're going to pretend it is for right now. And the nice thing is, off this one little area of lead, we can feed in a whole bunch. We have an area down here of it. So we're going to load this area up as well. And we're going to pray that all of this works out for us. So we'll add on this one, this set. I believe now we have all of the things being taken care of. And if we take a look, we're not hurting for resources at all right now. So if we wanted to, we could jump all the way out here and really go to town and just start knocking this area down, which may be a choice. One of the nice things is we can bring all of that stuff along. But what I may choose to do here is just kind of lock that area down, and then from there we'll see kind of what the bad guys are. So let's fly on over there, and I'm just going to build a wall here and hope that they can't get through it, and we're going to see how close. Okay, so we can actually start supplying this area with defenses. So we're going to pause the game. We're going to build those defenses, or at least plan them out. We're going to get some of our duos set in here. And then we can go through and lay them out all the way along here, along with routers for all of them. And yeah, they're not going to be kind of set right out of the gate, but it'll be close enough that we should be good. These guys are going to take a little while to build. That's fine, because it doesn't really matter too much right now. We have enough resources to kind of sustain things for a little while. And there's nice things. We have lead and scrap right here, so we have plenty of ammo set for our air defenses if we do wind up needing them. We have just under 2 minutes before our first wave comes in here, and hopefully that will be enough to start building all of the things that we need to have. So our defenses should start, or our ammo sources should start going through and adding on stuff. We'll go through and get these in there. Hopefully. Oh, look, listen to those sounds. It's beautiful. And then our belts, there we go. Okay, we have that. I'm not going to worry about the other parts right now. Maybe I should, but I'm not going to right now. We do have some more copper back here, so we're going to add those on as well. Let's see. There we go. Ooh, if I just bring those up one spot, I can just flow right through. That's really what I want to do. So let's see here. Coming off of that, be that area there. We'll go right there, and then this one will feed upwards. And we should be able to start feeding a lot more of these. You can see some of them have ammo, and the ones at the end definitely do not. But hopefully we'll be able to prioritize those. And just real quick, looking at our duos, if we go into the little question mark here, we can supply them with copper, graphite, pyrite, and the silicon. And if we take a look here, and this is really what we want to go through and do them with. They have 12 damage. There's a multiplier of 5 times the ammo, and it increases the rate of fire. So what our real goal here is not to get these with copper, but to get them with the next resource or the next round of resources. But we have the ground guys here. Oh, these are the little explodey guys. I don't know if we've seen these yet, but these guys will explode on impact, which is super annoying. They don't shoot or do anything, but they just blow up randomly. It's awesome. So it's not awesome. It's super, super annoying when they do that. But we should be able to supply these with the silicon pretty easily. We have lots of sand, obviously. We just need to make a power station that's able to supply us with our stuff, and then we can go in and not worry about these copper mines here. One thing I'm going to do that we did not do in the past that we should really be concerned with is to make sure I have this stuff set up here, but I do want to make sure that I also provide air support, because we did not do that before, and that lack of proper support through all areas of our base really kind of bit us. So very quickly, I'm just going to add on some very quick supports for air stuff. And I'm hoping that here in the very near future, we're going to come back and add some better stuff. And by better stuff, I mean stuff that uses electricity, because I like it. I think it looks cool. And I want to supply my bases with those items instead. But first, before we do any of that, we just need to provide us with some basic protection. So we're going to provide all of our scatters with some scrap to shoot. And as I remember parts of this game, things are slowly coming back. We have lead, scrap. See, the scrap is damage of 3, but the damage area is smaller and the rate of fire is significantly lower. So not necessarily the most advantageous thing, but it's what we're going to deal with right now when the bad guys come, and then we'll figure out something better down the road. But let's go back here. Actually, let's go take a look at our current wave here. It's just a guy that's going to blow up. Let's see if we get him. We get him before he blows up. When more of those start coming in, that's going to be a problem for us. One quick way around that, if you don't want to really worry about them, just build a whole bunch of random blocks here. And if you put in a whole bunch of random blocks, when they run into something, they just blow up. So if you just put random blocks that they can't pass, they're going to go through and just blow up on those. This is just a fun way to get rid of bad guys if you don't want to deal with them. You can just kind of do something stupid like that, and they'll blow up on those beforehand. Just make sure there's nothing that's 2 blocks wide. I see that opening was 3, so we're just going to provide some more impediments there for them to stop and do their thing. And now anytime a bad guy comes in that's the blowy up kind, they'll blow up. That's the goal here. But let's go back all the way to our base. We haven't been there for a while, and by our base I mean our core. And we need to make sure we're supplying this with the things that we need, which right now we don't honestly have all that much. So let's go through and just love on our base a little bit, supply it with the wonderful things it needs to get functional, to do all of the things that we're going to eventually want to do with it. But we're going to start off here by getting some coal. Actually, let me bring that up instead of going down. Let's go up with it. Because what we're going to do is put some graphite presses up here, and we can start at least getting some type of production going for something. So we have the base layer there. We're going to go through and add on the router, add on the sorter, and that sorter is going to be set to graphite, and we can at least, at a minimum, begin the process of getting that through here. And I'm just going to dump it into this line here because I don't think there's going to be enough to disrupt this small little production that we have of our lead there. So that's going through, doing its thing. Let's go take a look and make sure that we're not dying down here. Looks like we've already defeated that wave. Yeah, see, they just blow up at these walls here. And I don't remember if I had to have had a piece. No, I didn't. You can see that it doesn't really do all that much there. So we have our basic defenses set. We have some very basic production going, and that's where we're going to leave this one. We're going to come back and take a look at this sector in our next video and hopefully be able to build this up and make it into something special. But we're going to stop there. I'll see you in our next video, and I'll see you then.